This is going to be one of the most important video of crypto this season. Because calling the top, calling the bottom, that feels very strange at that moment. It feels stupid at that time. But in few months, it kind of gives you an idea which direction the price action went. Yeah, you get to see this. When we were making a bottom, Bitcoin showed you this. The price was going down and the RSI was saying, no, I'm going up. The trend reversed in the favor of RSI. So the divergence works. Right now, Bitcoin is showing you this. You see one top at March 2024 and another top December 2024, but the RSI suggests something different, and this will be confirmed in 24 hours. If the price of Bitcoin does not go back up close to $100,000 or above, you are going to get some distress call in the Bitcoin segment. It goes back, the last market cycle you saw exactly same thing. You had one top here in April 2021 and then another top here November, December 2021. At the same time, you saw what the RSI highlighted. This is almost exactly what you have now. What does that mean? What does that mean for the altcoin? What does that mean for XRP? You need to have a look at these and understand the possibilities, or else that distress call in the Bitcoin is going to wipe you off. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Now listen to me carefully. There will be a lot of projects like this which still runs, which still get liquidity. So there are people literally buying things which they don't understand, buying things which are directly from scammers. It's all happening in this market right now. Why do you think that is so? Now, while you answer that question, you understand the mass emotions are different. Everyone would react differently. Now, when you see this, you're like, okay, fine. The price action actually reached there. The price did touch there by December. Now, it's slowing down. In terms of mass and their sentiment. Now, take up XRP for that matter. You're in here watching the world searching for this. It went parabolic. It went sky high. And you're watching it slowing down right now. So the term crypto and the search for it is something which we are watching. Right? How many of these people are searching for crypto or cryptocurrency around the globe? And you're like, okay, fine. It's not as high as 2021 or most likely 2017. So the ideology of the prices slowing down on a macro is the key red flag. How can you analyze what that means for the altcoin market? So you are here watching Bitcoin. Now, if you zoom a little bit out, keeping the same idea there, you get to see the negative divergence formation, not only on a macro, but also on a micro as well. So in here, when you're looking through the ride-off opportunity from this local high towards the next high formed here, you kind of get to see, okay, there is some trouble. Now, within that top, while we were making local bottoms, making lows, there were short-term ride to the upside which literally could not sustain. But during that time, altcoins didn't run up. Do you think altcoins are going to run higher this time around? Is there a difference in the market this time? Yeah, I think this time you do. You look at the Bitcoin dominance. It is starting to put in lower highs from this high towards this high. You're forming the next lower high. Great. Here you're putting a lower low. So the most likely attempt here is to retest this range. Say the market is not going to work as we think, that means the market should bounce back from there. But as we are forming a lower low, lower high scenario, the most likely event here should be a break to the downside. Now, why does that matter? We already went through that in detail, so we are not going there. We're just highlighting the fact that a break to the downside would be very much likely and positive for altcoins. Now, why is that? This is the key factor, because such a move in Bitcoin dominance on a micro will give you the understanding that the macro is also now agreeing with a lower high, and let's see if it actually forms a lower low. If it does, that means it is the right time for altcoins to go crazy. Now, pick up the altcoins, pick one by one. You like XRP? Let's look at XRP. This is a short-term chart. It is forming a local low. It's trying to make a higher low here. It's trying to put in a higher high, higher low structure, which means most likely it can bounce off from here and reach maybe 2.55, 2.6. That is not a bad range to retest. But again, that's a short-term scenario. What do you expect this asset would be doing on a long-term note? Yes, the short-term scenario is showing you this as a consolidative phase, but as soon as you zoom a little bit out, you get to see, okay, these kind of consolidative zones are common before you ride the next leg up. These kind of consolidative moves, you get to see them every time before the next leg up. How high should be the next leg up? No one actually knows, but if you do produce wave analysis into this, we know 2 to 3 times wave 1 is wave 2. Say you drop 50% of this, that's the expectation. Say that's 1.5%, which is traditional. From there, you plot 2 to 3 times that. 2 times is close to what? That's XRP, $17. 3 times, it's close to what? I mean, these are things you have to consider. While you remain conservative, you say, okay, let's be conservative and put it 2 times. Not about that. But that's still $15. So for such a thing to happen, you need to see the Bitcoin dominance shifting in your favor, your direction. And while that happens, you will see a lot of altcoins doing this. Say you pick up the general altcoin market, you should be aware of what the market is doing. Now, there is a pattern formation happening in front of us. We need to know which direction it's breaking. Now, as of now, while we say this, it is going to be just speculation saying most likely it may break to the upside. But let me give you the reason. Yes, I do believe on this chart, it shows I'm going to go back up, retest a $1 trillion mark and attempt to break higher. Maybe it can be a fake out. Now, why would I say so? You see this bottom in RSI and this bottom in RSI is at the similar territory. You plot the bottom, you kind of get to see that. Whereas this bottom in price action and this bottom in the price action is not. So you plot the bottom, the lows, you get to see a lower low in the price action while the RSI is showing the opposite. It's making a double bottom, which kind of shows there is a divergence forming in front of us. Fine, that's a 4-hour chart. We zoom out. Now, as we go on to a 12-hour chart, which is a little bit zoomed out version, higher time frame, we get to identify there is a bull flag forming in the total altcoin market. And that's after the price appreciation like this, 100% move in the market from 500 billion to $1 trillion run up. That's not small. I mean, that is not small. And then you look at the macro, the 3-day, now you get some confusion. I mean, if you are honest with yourself, you do. Why? You have one high, you have another one here, which is going up. But then the RSI is now going up. So that's a 3-day chart showing you that. Fine. Now, take that more onto a weekly chart. Do you see something here? The highs of this one and the highs of this one here is a higher high. But the price action is saying, no, I'm a lower high. It's confusing, isn't it? Because the exact same thing happened at the top as well. Do you get it? Yeah, I know. But come back here and look at this. Just before the big run-up started, just after the accumulation zone, there was a same move. One local high to the next local high. The price action was arguing or making a divergence. You were still above the moving average, testing those range, and then it was like whoa, 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 whoa. We're making a negative divergence. Now, do you remember the same scenario, which confused me a lot in Bitcoin terms a little while back? Now, some of you who are regularly watching the Scientific Investor channel may already remember that. I'll take you through that. You watch this. At one point, the Bitcoin was clearly arguing that we have the negative divergence. That was kind of a little while back. If you actually plot the 3-day chart, you'll actually get to see that, okay, the price was actually reaching here, but the 3-day was arguing I have a negative divergence. The weekly was saying I have a negative divergence. So think about it. At one point here, you had it. Yeah, a micro drop on a weekly did come in and suggest that here you had a negative divergence. So that was one. But then it didn't get confirmed with a drop. Yeah. After which you started developing that here. And right now you are dropping. So one weekly candle clearly erasing last 3 weeks of volatility to the upside kind of shows you, okay, it's time to be realistic. Because I still see a lot of people arguing Bitcoin going to 180,000, 250,000, 500,000. And I'm asking that question to myself, like, okay, each time I see this guy making this, I have a hard time watching another 100% ride from there. Now, this is a monthly chart on which we are on. And what do you see on a monthly chart? This is exactly that scenario. It's going down. It has a negative divergence. And historically speaking, when you have a negative divergence, this is the result. So 1 + 1 = 2. I don't know how to change the answer for that same question, but you look at this. This is the monthly chart. What do you see in the price action? One high to the next high. It doesn't matter. It's going up. But the RSI kind of says like, no. I'm not going higher. And that makes you think, and I mean that makes you think really critically. Because what if this is going to be a micro corrective leg where it says, okay, the price is going up, and then it goes up. For that to happen, Jan should be a month where you go parabolically. And that to happen, December should be a month where you shouldn't drop much. Meaning if the price action drops below $90,000, that would create such a structure, which means that would definitely create such a structure in the monthly too, which then would be like, okay, you are at the top. So the odds of us being at the Bitcoin cycle top is so high. Maybe this would look so stupid of me saying this right now, just close to 100,000, while a lot of other big YouTubers give you 200,000, 500,000, $1 million Bitcoin target. I'm not saying they are wrong. Rather, I'm saying I think like this, and these are the data points which kind of makes me think like that. Say you put the Bitcoin curve, the long-term curve, yeah? We've talked about this, I don't know how many times, but I want you to understand that's the reality. It doesn't change. You pick the tops of all these ones, yeah? Now connect these two tops. Now there is a fluctuation and in demand sense which comes to you. You are at the top or you're very, very close to it. It's $110,000 that at the top. We are very close to that. We already went close to 109. So how high do you think it's actually going to run? So now you plot the curve at the bottom and we argued this. I mean, the market argues this to you. It's your judgment. It's time for you to make it easy quotation. Either you are at the bottom or you are close to the top. Your decision which you make at the bottom and the top is just the opposite. You know what we talked about here at the bottom, right? You go onto Twitter, you look at what we argued back then. It's very easy. It's not just saying, it's showing you what we called. While at the bottom, a lot of people were arguing it's about to go down. While at the top, a lot of people were saying it's going through sky, and while the price was still pushing higher, it looked like a stupid call saying it's about to drop back to this side and then it will go up. But it did. Yeah. Now it's not me. It was the RSI, the divergence saying such a move is coming. Back then, this looked like that. Everyone was saying it's going down and I was saying, no, it's going to go back up. I followed it up saying, guys, yeah, it's getting back up to the line. It's not it. We're going to go up to this range. And when it reached there, I again told, yeah, now we are here. We have next leg to the upside. A lot of people didn't believe. Now go back few years. Go back few years and watch what the call was. Yeah, when the price was here, I was saying, this is where we are. A major run-up was about to start below $30,000. And we did that. Now go all the way back. December 2022. I was saying what? If the world is not going to end tomorrow, guys, this is the bottom. Why? Each and every time you drop 50% from that moving average on that macro chart, that was your bottom. That was it. And that was the bottom. 16,500. That was the bottom. Fine. Now I'm saying, I think this guy is making a top and Bitcoin dominance is about to rotate, flip, which means altcoin season is about to start. Maybe I'm completely off on this, but I'm so confident enough on this decision that I'm willing to bet my capital, which is 80% in crypto right now, on those altcoins. The long-term bag, it's backed way back. My averages are way low. You guys know that. I've been taking or skimming my profits out. You guys know that. Now, the next decision, whatever I do, will be updated in the Scientific Investor family on a regular basis because from here, it's critical. Don't do stupid things. Make sure you understand what you're doing. Don't believe me. Don't believe anyone in YouTube. But make sure you understand the data. Make sure the language of technical analysis is speaking to you. If not, get a translator as soon as possible. And if you want some help, I'm here. Use the link in the description below. Jump in, join the SI family with 1,400 plus members. So guys, if you haven't smashed the like button yet, I'm screaming here. Do that for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.